Hello everyone, Raphael Lewis here, Prime Minister Office Liaison of the National Coalition Party of Canada Political Action Committee. When it comes to taxpayers' money, taxpayers' funds, for government to be spending, for example, Prime Minister to be spending 10 billion here, 10 billion there, for example, on the war in Ukraine, you have Prime Minister spending 10 billion, pledging 10 billion this and this, when Canadians can have a place to stay, can even purchase groceries when we have our own problem. Usually it shouldn't be. We never had such a system here. This is taxpayers' fund, and we do have a sustainable structure, sustainable system here that do not allow this kind of reckless spending and one-man show spending like this. We have a House of Commons, we have Finance Committee, we have Senate Committee, and on top of that we have an Auditor General. So for a Prime Minister to just pledge out of the blue 10 billion here, it has to be approved, and the Finance Minister has to approve it. The House Committee, Finance Committee, whichever the case may be, and the Senate Committee. This is how it has to go through before you can spend that much of taxpayers' funds, because $10 billion is not $10. And usually we do have that system here, and we have not seen reckless spending like this where the Prime Minister can decide to spend extra 10 billion here, extra 20 billion there. And surprisingly this time I didn't see the conservative leader, the opposition leader, because usually when you have such a reckless act of government spending, the opposition party in the House of Commons usually take a fierce stand and prevent that to happen, and question and get reports and get on the Prime Minister's back. But I have not seen nothing like this. A $10 billion on a war that Canadian has nothing to do with, we have no interest, and that 10 billion is not going to benefit Canadian taxpayers at all. To have the liberty and spend 10 billion of taxpayers, this is taxpayers' money, and the Prime Minister has the responsibility to properly manage, and that's why we have the opposition. And surprisingly, the opposition party didn't do anything to put pressure on the government to say, hey, you cannot spend taxpayers like this, taxpayers' money like this. We did not see that, surprisingly. But in fact, I've seen the leader of the opposition questioning the Prime Minister for a $200,000 meal bill. No, you have to get on the serious matter that matter to Canadian taxpayer, that $10-20 billion that we are spending on a war which Canada and Canadians has nothing to do with. That's not how taxpayers' funds should be dispersed, and we do have the mechanism in place that do not allow that to happen. This is happening because no one whatsoever is doing nothing to stop it. We have Senate Committee, we have the House of Commons Committee, we have the Auditor General, we have the Minister of Finance, and on top of that, we do have the opposition party that should stand to oppose this kind of activity, and nobody does nothing. This is taxpayers' money. It shouldn't be happening like this, and I don't know what to say. I don't know what to make out of this. Thank you so much. That's what I wanted to share with you, how governments recklessly spending our tax dollars recently. That's probably why we are now in a huge deficit of over 1 trillion. Probably it's going to be about 2 trillion, $2.1 trillion in 2024. Thank you so much. Raphael Lewis here, Prime Minister Office Liaison Officer of the National Coalition Party of Canada Political Action Committee. Appreciate your comments. Thank you.